All right, so it's probably not going to pick it up too much on the camera, but this is very coarse. Like, you can feel all those bumps really, really well from the transition to from this. I think this is the original paint to the paint that was put on it, maybe like just 1 or 2 coats. And then over here, I've already sanded this one down, so it's not coarse at all anymore. So that's what I'm just kind of prepping, getting ready to paint her. And of course, you want to have a good surface, so just wetting her down. It's funny, you can even feel it through the towel as I wet it down. And then we've got the different grains of sandpaper, and just start scrubbing her down. And there's probably a certain pattern or something you're supposed to do, but when I was in high school, my dad and I painted, or prepped a car to be painted. It was an old Honda Accord, 2-door hatchback, and with louver windows. But I've gone through 3 different grains on the other side. Oh, didn't know there was a dent right there. Things you find out when you start scrubbing her down, filling her all over, filling her curves and filling her lines. And there's some different spots, but things like, I've actually got some Bondo kit I've got some little divots and stuff like that we'll be putting some Bondo on. Minimal Bondo, but we'll see. Hopefully it'll look better than it did before. Actually, it looks kind of cool when it's like, ooh, swirly. I think this looks really cool. The different layers that are coming right here. I'd like to see somebody do a whole car like that. Swirly. All the oxidation. Layers of clear coat, layers of old paint. Okay, done with the first grit. Now heading down to 320. No, 400. 400, and then I'll do 320. No, wait a minute, the other way around. You have to go higher, not lower. It's early. It's like 6 in the morning. Otherwise, it's super hot. So this is the biggest dent. I've already sanded it with 80 and 100, and I need to get the Bondo on it. This is a pretty big dent. That's small. Just little pits, little rock chips and stuff that I'm trying to hit. Ouchie. That was bubbled underneath the paint. I thought there was another one of those. Can't remember what it is now. $80 grit. Ouch. There's lots of wood I don't even use 80 grit on. Not 80 grit. 120. So I've let her sit overnight and watched some videos, and there's tons of videos on bondoing and prepping and all that stuff, so I'm not going to go into the details, but I think she feels like a teenager again. She's got all of her zits and blemishes back, and we're putting some zit cream on it. So thing I learned from the videos, you really got to get it, if you're gonna bondo, you got to get it down to the metal. So that's what I've been doing this morning on the dents. These were just chips, they weren't, you know, just paint chips, so I just took those down to the primer. And this one had a crack. This one was actually rust, but looks way better. Got a pretty primer. Actually, I'm starting to wonder if this is, like, this is the primer. Is that the original layer of paint? I'm not sure. Maybe it was painted, I don't know, with the interior being green, I can't imagine they would have had a reddish, maroonish car, but maybe that's just another layer of primer. Maybe they do a initial primer and then they did another primer before they did the final paint, but I don't know, maybe you all can tell me how the process was back in the 60s. Okay, so after a lot of bondo, not a lot this way, but a lot this way. It's way too much, see all that sand? That dust just piling up. But looks pretty good. Feathery smooth, I don't feel any edges. Feels really good. So now I just got this monster to work on right here. That bondo, whoo! You better be ready, because that stuff sets up super quick. It's been a long time since I've used that, and it set up so fast. So be ready, prepared, and have everything ready, and smooth it on, and don't worry about like little layer and then it just hardens. So be careful. All right. It's funny how it turns out to be like this dent was like a ripple effect, you know, kind of a, and then when I sand it down, it becomes a circle, and I guess that makes sense because all the metal is gonna, you know, crumple, and then to get it all totally smooth, I mean, it's perfectly smooth, and I can't feel any indentations or any dips at all, but it's weird how it comes out to be just a circle. Turns out pretty good. Now, of course, until you paint it, you don't know what it looks like, but feeling great. Got different little spots here and there. I'm gonna sand them down. Sweating to death. But hey, it's the South, it's the summer. I didn't get up as early as I wanted to because we went down the river yesterday. I had a great time. Floating down the Nolichucky, and well, some of us were floating, some of us were in canoes and kayaks, others were just in tubes, but I had a great time.